Well, hey, hello and welcome to STC Live, Sorare Thursday Club on a Tuesday. I am your host, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I am joined by my glamorous co-host, as always, play sharper, Everton expert, duck lover, and coin collecting failure, Johnny, aka Dornado. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm all right. I did lose the 10-week coin extravaganza. There will be a giveaway coming later in the show to people that have entered on Twitter. But yeah, I'm good. Fresh off a 5-4 loss for Sorare FC five-a-side team based in Bristol. Should have won.
No.
Ref absolutely done us over. Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's have a roll call of people who are in. Malumbo 8. Welcome, Jordan.
Sante,
nice to see you.
Sante.
Hamadism, Sante. We've got Max. I did not do Max. Hi, Max. Simon in the house. Smickers.
Up the Smickers. Love it.
Smickers. And Hamadism giving us a reward update. Tier 5 was Remo Freuler. One of Swiss Mafia's faves.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest, right? I think he's leaving. I think he's going to Bologna, potentially. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but he's that could be a good little win.
Everyone seems to go to Bologna at the moment.
It's a place to be.
Bologna all over the place. Angelo Marone. Yeah.
Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you.
Big news from Jordan's Sorare support account just released a statement about fraud. All the exciting news. I think maybe
I did see.
Maybe we can skip that one.
A little bit too serious for our Tuesday show, I think.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do is some of the normal stuff. We'll run through some of the Sorare news that isn't fraud related. We'll have a little look at the Prem Week 3 roundup. Then maybe we'll slot your giveaway into the middle of the show.
Yeah.
To win £5 of Prem players of someone's choice, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's basically a little Dornado voucher.
Yeah, so we'll slot that in the middle, and then we'll go through our weekend review of our teams and some of the big players and scores from the weekend. We'll open our prizes, and then we'll have a little look at the midweek, and then we shall leave you all alone. So that's what we're going to do. Before we start, we have been accused of being the Sorare Everton club quite a lot lately, but it is a custom now. I'll let you blow off any steam that you need to before we get started. So is anything grinding Tornado's gears this week?
I mean, I don't know what gives you the impression that it's anything Everton related going on here. But yeah, no, Everton are still really bad. Can't put the ball in the net. Once again, dominated a team at home and lost 1-0 to a sort of scabbyish goal. I think Pickford probably should have done better. I am Pickford's biggest fan, but unfortunately he made a bit of a boo-boo for that goal. But yeah, no, we lost another game, but we have signed the second coming of Thierry Henry today, so I am confident of my top 10 hot take coming good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I would say I've never heard of your new signing before. But...
Well, clearly not a football fan, mate, because he is the second coming of Thierry Henry, as per what I just said.
Okay, so the only thing getting you down this week is Everton being bottom of the league. Apart from that, everything else is fine.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough Everton then. We promised to cut it short then, apart from when we review Everton's game, because we kind of have to talk about them.
Yeah, we'll talk
apart
about
from that, strictly nothing else. Nice to see so many people here. If you could drop a like on the video while here, we'd really appreciate that. And that's my last plug for now. Let's have a quick catch up on the latest Sorare news this week. It's all about the long form contests, right? Starting this Friday. They're going for 8 game weeks, right? And your top 4 scores out of the 8 game weeks count. Are you excited about this?
I'm very excited. I've been waiting for these sort of month-long or 8-week-long competitions to come for a while. It sort of gives you the vibes of Sorare Data leagues, the private leagues back in the day, which I really enjoyed. And I think it sort of it rewards people that are a bit more like well-rounded galleries, rewards people that do a bit more research. I think it actually rewards skill a bit better, I think. I'm excited. I'm excited to go, and I know the prizes are a lot better. I think they announced it briefly when they did the original announcement, but I haven't looked at it myself. But I saw someone on Twitter saying they looked, and it looks like a much better prize pool. I think they were saying Star goes down to 600 in the limited All-Star prize pool. I might be making that up. But yeah, it looks good. I'm very excited to get it going. I don't know about you, Rick, but I always focus on All-Star, limited and rare anyway, every week, usually. Well, obviously along with Cap 240, but like those are my main two anyway. So it's not really going to change my strategy too much. It's just nice to have an extra thing to try and win.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's got any comments throughout the show or any thoughts on any of the things we're talking about, drop them in the chat and we'll shout you out. 760 places paid in the rares. They are very nice prize pools, was the first thing I took from them. I think they will be quite tough, right? Yeah. If you factor in, say, the first 3 months as an international break in all three, I think, or international games in all three sections, which leans towards bigger galleries, right? If you don't have those international players in the international breaks, you're probably going to have bad scores in that period of the contest, which is going to put you on the back foot because you need the club game weeks to really, push yourself forward. So I do think, wide-rounded galleries are going to have an advantage. I like more competitions anyway, so I'm not going to complain about having more competitions, more chances to win. I don't really target All-Star like you do. It's, in fact, probably one of my last ones. I like to go through the cap teams and then probably All-Stars afterwards. I like the regional ones as well if I'm heavily regionally based in that game week. So, yeah, All-Stars not something I've really been targeting too much, but I think I'd go for it at the start of the month, like the first game week, like this weekend, like put in a solid team, and if you get a good score, then you really focus on it in the next game week. And then if you start with two out of three really good scores, you're like in the 400s or something, you're like, I'm going to target this. I'm going to give it a good go. I'm going to focus on it. Otherwise, if you're
So I was just going to say, I'm not a huge fan of only 4 of the 8 counting. That is something I said originally when they announced it. I just think it just allows for so much ballsing up of teams. I don't know. Maybe it's just to counteract the random DMP, so keep people having fun. But I just feel like it could have been a bit more of a percentage of games, like 6 of 8, allow you like 2 times where your team screws up completely. Because 4 of 8 is going to really, really like help big accounts, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yes,
it's good. I like extra things to do, and I probably won't win anything, but it'll be good fun doing it.
Yeah, I think I'll target it at the start of the month, and if it's just not happening, then I'm just gonna move away from it because I'm not pretty stacked in like an international week. Midweeks, I'm never really putting out that strong of teams apart from maybe limited if the MLS is on. So yeah, like Jordan thinks, Wales going to be rewarded, but they spend the most, so it makes sense. I see that point of view. You could look at the flip side to you, who said, if it's 6 out of 8, you prefer it, but if 4 out of 8, maybe it does help the smaller accounts because they can avoid the midweek and still, just take their weekends. And if they go strong in each of the weekends, then they can still put up good scores.
I guess like most things, like they'll just see how it goes first like iteration of the competition, and if it doesn't quite work, they'll maybe up it or change it. They are quite good at that. So like maybe they're not so good because they haven't pre-planned it, but they're also quite good at interacting with the users and sort of changing it based on how people react to it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's a bit of fun, isn't it, at the end of the day?
I think it does allow for like Jordan says here, being mega prepared. You could target week 3 and 4 and make sure you're prepared in advance. You've hit those international fixtures and you can pick up on a good start. But yeah, I also agree with this one, and I tend to target the cap modes because I want that ETH to I need the ETH to buy new players to progress. So yeah.
If I had a smaller gallery, I certainly would still be targeting Cap 240. But obviously we were lucky at the time we got on the game, so I've kind of got enough players I can do a few competitions. But like All-Star and Cap 240 is definitely my go-to. So it's nice that there's an extra bit of something to play for on the overall. And I don't know about you, I really enjoyed the Sorare Data World Leagues, or was it World Leagues? Just general leagues, like where you could go up and down every week, and it was almost like a season-long competition.
Yeah.
Managed to win a couple of, not particularly good prizes, but it's good to see. You could see where you could finish, and you could catch people up, and you were playing head-to-head against other people, which may be something that they bring into Sorare at some point. I don't know, because you're only just playing against the game in this, aren't you, rather than against other people's teams. But yeah,
limited star down to 80th place. That's nice. You can get some good rewards. It goes up to 3,050. I mean, a limited tier 5 is 8 weeks work to get a 40p card. It's not really what you're aiming for, but there is a lot of higher prizes in here. I think the prize pools are nice. I wouldn't complain about them at all. So I think they've done a good job there, and I think sentiment from the user base on social media has been pretty good about them as well.
Yep.
The Rare Pro ones are cool. So yeah, I think it's just another feather to the bow, isn't it?
And what is you decided to go. What's your team looking like for All-Star Rare Pro? Do you usually put in a pretty decent team in that, or you?
I don't think I'm strong enough to aim really for Rare Pro. I tend to go for the rare lineups, and then Cap 240 super rare, and maybe a Cap 220 super rare. Wow. But it is like the next stage that I'm looking to is to just strengthen with a few more super rares and rares. I can get those Rare Pro teams filled in, because most of the time they're just filler and they've got absolutely no chance. It's a really competitive division to try and win, isn't it? The Rare Pro ones. Yeah,
definitely. It's a good job we've both got loads of money and not loads of stag do's and weddings coming up abroad in the next year. So we spend all that money that we've got spare on super rares.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I did pick up on, I saw Nepenthes mention this earlier. He was on Led's podcast. That there's no common one, no amateur league. I know there isn't an all-star amateur, is there? But something like that, I think, is another thing, because it plays more to the FPL crowd, doesn't it?
And it'd be like the World Cup, like the World Cup thing they did, basically.
8-week competition, enter one of your Prem teams or whatever for 8 weeks, and prizes given out at the end. I think it would just be another way to give the free-to-play users something to do and something to build on. So I do think there was like an opportunity missed there. Anytime they can bring in like a grinding aspect for the free-to-play users, and give them something more to do with those amateur leagues and those common cards and build them up. Yeah. So
they probably can't do it because we've already done it. We've beat the boys, and they need to buy our copyright subscription for our name.
The Common League. I just think that would have been a really easy win. Maybe something will come in once they get all the new leagues set up, because that's behind as well, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe this week, surely we get some more new cards.
I think I've noticed there's I'm always looking on the new auctions for Everton cards and whatever, and it's dwindling and dwindling and dwindling now. There's new cards on the horizon, 100% for Premier League. I think the next week is going to be some big announcement of new cards. Then maybe they'll just go bang, 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 all the big leagues in one go and just flood the market. I don't know how they'll do it, but something will be happening, I reckon. Yeah.
So, in summary, you are going to target these new competitions.
Well, I already target those All-Star Rare anyway, so it's not really going to change my strategy, because I already put a lot of my best players in All-Star Rare because I really like the prize pools in there usually. They've not reduced the All-Star Rare normal prize pool, have they? It's still the same. I haven't looked, but
I think the rewards came from All-Star, didn't they? Part of them went towards the monthly competitions.
So they have reduced potentially a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna change my strategy, but I am gonna try and win something in it.
I think it would just be exciting if you start off well, wouldn't it? It would give you something to aim for. But yeah, I do think we might see some of the same old big accounts at the top come the end, just because.
Like you.
Not like me. Maybe in limited, I would have a fairly good shot because, well, the MLS is still on because I can run out midweek teams while the MLS is playing. But yeah, I think, they said this won't give money to Sorare, so they have no reasons to do the common leagues. But you need to get those new accounts and those free to play.
In the long run, they need to think of the long game, don't they?
Yeah, and kickoff is the thing that we're all waiting to hear more about as well, isn't there? So, yeah, we'll see. More players is what we need. And I think long form, free to play, grinding. You don't have to give them a lot to win, but they need some incentive to be grinding and stay on the platform. And the more like webs and ways you can give them to win stuff,
I agree.
The better. Because tier 5 commons are 40p odd, aren't they? So you need to get quite a few of those to really entice someone in, I think. But we'll see. I really think they should push the amateur leagues as well. I heard someone say this earlier as well. Not the amateur, what's the next step? Semi-pro? We need one limited.
The one limited or one rare.
One limited for commons. I think those are a great stepping stone. I really think they should push that more. To get the 5 or 6 common teams, the semi-pro teams in, with your commons, you can just get like a £2 or £3 card in each of those, which is fairly decent. And suddenly, I think it was Nep again earlier on, so you'd be competing against a lot less people. I just think they need to, a bit more propaganda on how they're pushing new players and beginners on how to.
It's difficult, isn't it? You have to keep the smaller galleries and the completely new people happy. But you also need to keep those big galleries happy. Like I noticed, I might have been You'll Never Walk Alone, unfortunately, that I noticed. But I noticed him saying about the uniques. There's like one unique on auction at the moment, and the entire auctions for the next week, or whatever, is Lionel Messi unique. Like, I obviously don't deal with uniques and don't deal with super rares either. Like, that is a bit of a joke. How there's one unique card available to buy on auction per week, 10 days. It's just not like you need, like, Sorare need these big galleries that are spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on uniques. So they need to keep those people happy just as much as they need to keep the smaller galleries happy. They need to just I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? They just need to keep those people happy. It's very difficult.
I think what you can sum up there is you need to entice the top end and the bottom end at the same time, don't you? Because you need the whales pouring the money in, but then you also need the people at the bottom to enjoy the game, spread the word, be talking about it, be buying up the lower end. See, like Jordan said, got one from MLS Semi-Pro when he started playing it, hooked him, waiting for that reward on the Tuesday. People need that like endorphin hit of waiting for your reward to come in. I
mean, we're the same. I remember my first win, and it was just like the best day of my life. And it was like a £50 card, and I thought I was going to go and buy a new house with it. It turned out I should have kept him. It was Tati Castellanos when he was at New York City, and I was just like, oh my God, £50! And he's probably worth, at his peak, he was probably worth £500 at one point. But that thrill of winning a card, like, that's what a lot of the people do in this game love so much. Like, and I know they've mentioned like you should have the exact card that you win listed on the prize pool beforehand. That is never going to work. Like, who wants that? I don't want to know what I'm going to win. I want to win some random ass player from nowhere that I've never heard of, and they turn out to be really good. Like, I'm going on a tangent there, but I
do agree. I will agree with that point that opening packs, reward cards, that is part of the thrill for me. Knowing I've won something, waiting to turn around. I know a lot of the time it's a J League defender, and you're always, but there is occasional times when you're like, oh my God, can't believe I've got this guy. Yeah, like Hamadism's won 2 from amateurs. That is impressive to get 2 rewards from the amateurs.
And he got 2 absolutely awesome limited cards from the giveaway last weekend. Win-win every week for Hamadism.
I said it before. Evening Red or Dead as well. Welcome. Said it before. So I need to up their game with common game and enticement to getting new players on the platform. Yeah, I think there's plenty of ways and modes and things they could do.
We've got the Euros coming up as well. You know, the World Cup obviously brought on a lot of new players to the game. So hopefully they really push the Euros. I know our usual other co-host, Swiss Mafia, is big on the Euro planning. He's all over it. He's already planned his entire squad. Unfortunately, one of them is Pickford. But yeah, that hopefully that will, you know, get a whole new load of players in. They need to do African Cup of Nations as well. I think they did it last year, didn't they? Or 2 years ago, whenever it was. That's this season as well. I think in January they need to be covering that, because a lot of the African players don't have their World Cup qualifyings covered, their AFCON qualifiers covered. They need to just really try and cover as much stuff as they can. I know it probably costs them a lot of money, but like they need to be helping as many people as possible. Keep people happy.
See, when Jordan went and put £300 on to buy cards because he got the itch. You got to get people that itch.
Love it.
I guess one of the big problems is these common leagues. We haven't got all the teams on, are they? Like the French ones, there's fucking no teams to pick from. The Premiership one, you haven't got the relegated teams or the promoted teams for a start. So you're picking 14 teams. You know, you can't make content about that. So I know a lot of the big content creators are, I'm not going to make something about that or push it onto people when it's half complete. And I know they've got the new cards.
Roma. Was it Roma? Who was the other team in this league I've not got? I noticed my I can't even see a picture of my Roma cards now on Sorare data, so they must have lost like the rights to even showing their pictures now. Like,
I guess this time of the year they're negotiating on a lot, aren't they? But yeah, and that, when they're negotiating in that period when the season starts, like Red or Dead says, you know, you're not capitalizing on like something like the World Cup and then everything ready to go for the new season. So you can't push that free to play aspect at people because just not ready to go. And the FPL hype crowd will be dead in about 2 weeks. They'll all be bored and they'll stop doing the teams anymore. And any chance of like pushing people onto that. I think long form content is the way forward, you know, to help hook people in for a bit longer. But I'm going to stop us here because we've already gone nearly 25 minutes and we are on the first news topic that we started on.
Yeah,
we've
digressed, haven't we?
We'll move on. We'll do a quick Premier League Week 3 roundup. We'll have a look at each game and just pick out any players that stood out to us. If you noticed any players in these games that you know stood out to you as well from Sorare or real life perspective, let us know. Then we'll do your prize giveaway because I suspect some people are waiting for that. And then we'll go through our stand-up performance from the week and open our prizes and look at our midweek teams and then leave. So
love it.
Let's have a look at some Prem games. Nice and quickly. First up, we had Chelsea 3, Luton 0 on Friday night. I don't think anyone was surprised by this, right? We have been bigging up Ben Chilwell to get a guaranteed 100 for about 10 days. He was through on goal at one point, bang in front of the goal.
Completely gassed it.
Yeah, and for some reason tried to pass it to an imaginary person to his left. But Raheem Sterling continues to look incredible. A great start to the season for him after I thought he was kind of washed. So that's my bad on me. Jackson got his goal. Still looks lively up there. I think he'll be a really good player. And Gusto did really well. You know, was meant to just be this Reece James stand-in, but he is looking really tasty out there. And I really like Colwill at the back, just from a personal, real-life perspective. I think he could be like... He's English, right?
Yep. He was part of the under-21s that did well, obviously, in the summer.
Yeah. I just wanted to double-check that before I started talking about like an Irish player playing for England or something. But yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was Irish and probably changed his nationality. But yeah, no, Chelsea looks pretty strong. And they Luton, you know, run around a lot, defended, you know, with their hearts on the sleeve. But I just don't see anything going well for Luton this season. Obviously, until they beat Everton home and away. But yeah, Chelsea were good. Sterling looks pretty good. It's just Sterling. I've always found Sterling so frustrating. Like he could be incredible, and he is obviously very good. He's just so frustrating sometimes. He just like gets the best positions ever and just like balls it up. But I think Nicholas Jackson's going to be unbelievable this season. Like I genuinely can see him getting like 20 plus goals.
So lively, isn't he? Enzo's score was poor. Yeah, you're right, Simon.
Yeah. But Gusto looks good. I mean, Gusto, is known quite well to the Sorare community. Obviously, as Leon days, he was really, really good prospect. And wasn't just good prospect, like he was doing really well for Leon, scoring well. Obviously, Chelsea boy, and went back on loan to Leon, still was doing well. Bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because obviously Reece James is club captain, is going to play, you'd think, if he's fit. So I don't know how that's quite going to work moving forward, but we'll see, I guess.
Yep. They need tougher tests to really prove something to us, don't they? Problem is, I didn't have a clue what I was doing when I started. Then I started watching content like you guys.
Yeah, what a guy. I like this guy.
That worries me more if you're relying on us.
Don't buy any Everton players.
Good on you. Next up, we had Spurs following up their victory over Man United, 2-0 win over Bournemouth. Looked all right against Spurs. Unfortunately, my Spurs player is Richarlison, who I banked on for the season to be my Champ Europe striker, continuing to get starts and continuing to be absolute piss.
It'll come. It'll come for him.
Yeah, I need to believe that again. Maddison continues to pass the real-life eye test and the Sorare eye test. Looks good. Sarr and Basuma were good in there again. Goalie, again, I couldn't have really told you anything about him before coming to Spurs, but I've been impressed with him so far this season. And Bournemouth were just overall poor from a real-life and Sorare scoring perspective. Anything for you?
I have a Doge. I know he did well, got an assist. I think he's got 2 assists in his first 3 starts for Tottenham, so he's obviously doing well. One thing I didn't notice at the time, Romero, that's a very good score for obviously got a cleanie, but 95, that is insane. And that's
crikey. 59.96.
Yeah, Romero is someone I've slagged off a lot because, I don't know, he just was a complete liability all season last year, constantly getting sent off, constantly just trying to take everyone out all the time. But, he's clearly a good player. But
that is a big AA score. Triple in there.
Yeah. Tottenham looking good, aren't they? Considering they've lost Kane, that's quite a big gap to fill in your team. But maybe it's kind of like it's giving them all like a sort of relief now. It's just all just sorted and he's gone. Like they can sort of just move on with their lives and try and crack on.
Looking good at Bayern as well, which is really useful for my Bayern limited stack because I don't own him.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
Let's go to the last game of the game week. Newcastle, Liverpool. Gordon is crazy good, says Malumbo. Yeah, ex-Everton legend, Anthony Gordon.
Don't talk to me, Anthony Gordon. Don't talk to me.
And we had a Darwin Núñez shout from Jordan. I thought, I took a punt on Gordon before the start of the season, and he has looked really lively. Obviously, they got Barnes in there, so you need to be playing well. Otherwise, you can lose that space in the front three for the Newcastle team.
I mean, Eddie Howe coming for some serious flack for taking him off. Like, obviously, he was probably a bit tired because he was running Trent Alexander-Arnold absolutely ragged the entire game. He's like, obviously, I bitch and moan about him all the time because he left Everton, but he's a very good player and like showed a lot of promise at Everton. It's kind of good to see him leave, obviously, but that was his best game in a Newcastle shirt, and he was their absolute talisman. And as soon as they took him off at 1-0 as well, I thought that's an interesting call. And you can never quite count Liverpool out, unfortunately. They always tend to do this. They've obviously got a lot of firepower coming off the bench. Núñez came on. Jota, I thought, did pretty well when he came on.
It's been tough from a Sorare perspective, isn't it? Trying to guess the Liverpool front three. Gakpo, there's no Jota didn't start this time. Obviously, Núñez came on and bagged the 2 goals just to complicate things a bit further. I think you can probably bank on Salah in a big game, can't you? But then everything else,
he might not be there next week from all the rumours we've been seeing flying around.
Yeah, I think he'll still be there. But
still
tough to decide that front line for me.
Other main talking point there is obviously Van Dijk's red card. I mean, I thought it was a clear red card, but they still won the game, unfortunately.
I thought it was a red card as well, but still won the game. Anyway, enough on Liverpool successes because it hurts my soul a little bit. But we move on to Brentford Palace, 1-1. We talked about the Palace defenders last week, didn't we? And how they were really solid pairing in there. Okay, he didn't have the best game, but Anderson listened to us and followed it up with 100 for us. Massive AA from a centre-back again, obviously got a goal. So, yeah, looking really good again. I don't know how much he costs, but...
I think he's...
80 quid?
He's one of those players
Rare?
that probably cost like 80 quid, but did cost like 25 quid. He's just had such an amazing start to the season. Did you see his goal? It was a funny one. He kind of like tackled it into the net through the keeper's legs, so like dribbled through the keeper's legs. Because Flecken come in for some Flacken at the start of the season. Yeah. He played awful in pre-season, but he had a really, really good game for Brentford yesterday or whenever it was, the other day. But yeah, completely screwed up for the goal. Well, in my opinion, screwed up for the goal. He sort of just came out, like left his legs wide open and just got tackled into the net by Anderson. It was weird.
There you go. And Johnson's about to have, company in the form of Dean Henderson as well. So that's an interesting goalie spot to look out for.
Yeah,
do you gamble on the new boy or do you stick with Johnson? Tough to tell. Anyway, let's keep moving along. Arsenal drop points to Fulham. Another good centre-back performance with a goal from Issa Diop. Bassi got a red card. Polina looked good again. Yeah, funny game. People expected Arsenal to blow him away, obviously, and it didn't happen for him.
Yeah, it was a weird game. I think Arsenal should have won. They dominated the game, I thought. But yeah, Arsenal dropping points already. Man City not playing well and winning every game. It's interesting.
My pick to be best point for pound goalkeeper in the Premiership this year. Bounced back from his terrible performance with a 61. That was all right from Leno, considering he's shit too. Declan Rice still looks really solid in the middle. It's just to grind out scores.
I enjoyed the Arsenal goal they conceded in the first 30 seconds. I don't know if you've seen it, but like Saka gave the ball away, and Ramsdale for some reason was miles out of his goal, and then Pereira just put it into an empty net almost and made Ramsdale look like an absolute sack of crap. So I'd imagine David Raya is licking his lips on the bench there. It will happen at some point, in my opinion. He will get dropped.
Yeah, with Europe and the Cups as well, he's going to get opportunities to impress, isn't he? So it's just whether he takes them. Yeah, that was Johnson. Henderson will start, in my opinion, from Malumbo back to the Palace goalkeeper situation. Yeah, I thought there's no way they spend 15, 20 mil on a goalie for him to come in and be benched. But we've had some experts tell us that no way Johnson's being dropped.
Yeah, so someone on the Play Sharper expert in inverted commas group that I'm in, I was questioning him why Palace was spending 15, 20 mil on another keeper when they had Johnston, and he was adamant that Henderson was just a purchase for the future. He was a young player, even though he's like 26, and he still thinks Johnston's going to be number one. So it's interesting. It's the sort of headache I wouldn't want to have, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I would be going for the new goalie. I think it would be Henderson, but who am I to tell an expert who's going to start? So
exactly.
Yeah, let's move on to Man United Forest. Like you just mentioned, Ramsdale has featured another goalie falling on his arse and letting a goal in right at the start of the game. I was at a wedding on Saturday and I quickly looked at my phone 5 minutes in and we were 2-0 down. Fortunately, United have managed to come back. A bit of controversy over whether it was a penalty or not on Rashford at the end. I would say it was a penalty. I would say it was kind of soft. One of those ones where if it wasn't given, I don't think VAR could give it. But when it's given, it's a penalty. All the stuff it was diving, he does knee him in the knee. I mean, he goes down, fairly easily. But
it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest. You ain't getting that if you're Nottingham Forest at United. You're just never getting that. But it is one of those where, because it was given on the pitch, like I do believe that, like they do with cricket, if there's not enough, evidence to overturn a decision on the pitch, you should just go with what's on the pitch. We had a few queries from a friend of ours who supports Forest about the Worrell red card, but I mean, I thought that was a clear red card. Bruno Fernandes was definitely getting on the ball, in my opinion, and was clean through, and Worrell just pulled him down. So
Yeah.
Easy red card for me. I thought Forest looked good. Once again, looked very good on the counter-attack. Obviously, a great start, but United's sort of skill players shone in the end, didn't they? And got the win. Interesting that Martial's side. Where did that come from? Because he's been sort of injured. Was he injured at the start of the season?
No, he's been coming off the bench. I think they just wanted to get Rashford back in his best position to give him a chance of doing something useful for the team.
You need Højlund, or however you say his name, playing, don't you?
Yeah, they need him back, but he's got a couple more weeks out, apparently. United's injury list is picking up. Obviously, Varane's gone now. They're playing a right back at left back. There's been quite a lot of, as we've gone through this, seen a lot of red cards in the back line for teams in and injuries. So there is chances in Sorare, to pick up those replacements, maybe flip them after they've played a game or two. There is strategies to look into with this amount of injuries and red cards at the back. Short-term flips, short-term plays. It's good to see the Man United midfielders actually put up some decent scores. Now that Mason Mount's injured and they haven't got to shoehorn him in, a bit more structure to them after they recovered from going 2-0 down. And these front three of Forest still look lively on the counter-attack as, young cards that I'd like to have on Sorare, although Brennan Johnson is subject to a lot of bids at the moment, so he probably wouldn't be there. Forest never get that. Probably not Old Trafford, no.
It's a dodgy one, isn't it? It's a dodgy one.
Yeah, Oddy says, I can't say his name, Forest, do you think he gets number one? I don't know why they'd sign Matt Turner to then go and get another number one.
Weird, isn't it? They get linked with Jose Sarr as well. It's like a sort of weird goalkeeper merry-go-round happening. Yeah, teams where I thought their goalkeepers were completely sorted. I don't know what's happening, but
so many teams seem to be trying to buy great backup goalies. Not really a tactic we've seen, but maybe everyone wants two players in all positions now that are solid. Like, I don't understand it myself.
I saw Man United are getting that. Is it the Galatasaray Fenerbahce keeper, Bayern? Yeah, don't know if that's happening or not, but they've signed Cucurella on loan today.
Not gone through, not completed, but
not complete. Okay.
Yeah, obviously with no Malacia, no Shaw, no Varane, Højlund's out.
Lindelof is coming back. He's back in.
Big Lindy, big up the V forever. Willy Boly always dangerous on corners and free kicks. Yeah, he got a 73 with a goal. A lot of defender goals knocking around in this review as well.
Yeah, good time. Not for Everton there.
Had a bid rejected by, according to Fabrizio. Is that for Cucurella? I think it makes sense for short-term loan for him, doesn't it? Because Chelsea don't need him and need to balance their wage bill occasionally. United responsible for my white hair. Yes, I do have the Sorare hat on to cover the greys that I have encountered because of them as well.
Hey, Hammondism, you should try supporting Everton, mate.
Yeah, I want to buy good backup goalies, and then there's Bayern. I bought Neuer for my Bayern stack in the summer, and then obviously there's all those rumours about him being completely broken down. But he's back in training today, wasn't he, for the first time?
I've heard is he not coming back next week, potentially?
After the international break, I think, was the first, most likely. But he's back in training for the first time.
He's going skiing in the international break, isn't he? I've heard.
Yeah, keep him away from the slopes. Just let me get one game out of him at least. But anyway, let's move on to the next game. My favourite game of the game week: Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. 4 games left to go, everyone, including this one, and then we'll do the giveaway. Yeah, I don't really know what to say anymore. Another goalie got 100 against you.
Yes, it's a joke. Everyone just, I don't even know where to start. I got 11.
Three games, 2 goalies with a ton against you.
Correct. And the other goalkeeper got a clean sheet against us, so probably got about 80.
So rare tip of the week by the goalie that is playing Everton.
That's all right, though.
Guaranteed 100.
We're playing Doncaster tomorrow in the League Cup, so we'll lose that because they're like the lowest rated team left in the competition. And Sheffield United on the weekend, so can't wait to see how that goes. But no, once again, it was a very similar game to the Fulham home game at the start of the season. We dominated the game, had clearly the best chances, just couldn't score. A mixture of obviously bad finishing, but we've signed Thierry Henry Mark II now, so that's fine. But bad finishing and also just I don't know what happens to goalkeepers when they set their feet on Goodison Park. They just like turn into Peter Schmeichel and David Seaman put together. I don't know. Bad. I got 11 out of 11 for Everton predictions on Play Sharper though, so that's good.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's something. There's
some good AA games from the boys there. If you look at, like, all jokes aside, like Branthwaite, Idrissa Gueye, Anana, Decore, Patterson, some good AA games. Considering we lost the game and didn't score any goals, like, you know, it's a good.
That's basic to me, mate. Neto still looks really good. I bought his rare, held him for a whole year, waiting for him to get good. Sold him in the summer, and then he started the season really well, which was a nice one. But yeah. Neuer back likely after the international break, so Ulrich going to play for now by an update. But yeah, well done, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well deserved 3 points. Next up, let's have a look at West Ham Brighton. Another good win for West Ham. Alvarez in the middle for them now. James Ward-Prowse looking slick. Goal in the 77.7 point score. You know, he's hit the ground running there, hasn't he? He's been waiting for someone to buy him for ages, and he looks really good. Another goal, good goalkeeping performance, which is annoying because I've had Fabianski's rare for ages. But Areola recovered from I think he had a bit of a poor week the game before. And my Sorare, Pascal Gross, another great AA score in there. He's come good. Brighton coming unstuck a little bit after a great start to the season. A bit of a surprise result. I think everyone's put Brighton on a pedestal by now, aren't they? So that was a little bit surprising.
It was, sorry to bring this back to the Everton podcast, but it was actually a very similar game to when we beat them at the end of last season. Like, it was almost like West Ham just sat back and, you know, absorbed the pressure and just hit him on the counter-attack. Antonio was a complete menace up there. Bowen looked really, really good. Scored, the goal he scored, I thought was a flipping nice goal. Don't know if you saw it. Like, took it down really nice, and it was kind of similar sort of goal to Lionel Messi in the World Cup not last World Cup, the one before, where he sort of took it down and slotted it. It was a lovely goal. Ward-Prowse looking extremely good, just showing that he doesn't just do it for his sort of like team he supports. Like, he's a very good footballer, and he kind of gets he's always underrated, and just said that he's good at free kicks and stuff, like, which obviously he is good at free kicks and corners. But he's actually a seriously good footballer. I think because he looks like a teenager still, people don't really respect him. And that's a very good score from Areola, considering they didn't get a clean sheet. Was it just a hell of a lot of saves? I know Brighton probably piled the pressure on, didn't they? I think
9 saves, diving saves, busy man.
Brighton looked like they should have scored about 4 goals in the last 5 minutes. I don't know if you watched the game, but they were all over him. But yeah, West Ham looking good. And West Ham top of the league now? I don't know what's going on.
Spent the money well. Yeah, keeper had a boss game. West Ham made the better deal. Yeah.
They've signed Kudus. Kudus is a very good player from Ajax. They've signed...
good 11 minutes from Kera.
Yeah, really good. They signed what's his name from Ajax as well, the Mexican midfielder. I forgot the name of
Alvarez in here.
Alvarez, yeah, and they've signed.
4 minutes, yeah.
That's right, and they've signed somebody else. But Ward-Prowse obviously. So I think they've spent their money very well there, if you ask me.
Yeah. Let's move on. Sheffield United, Man City, 2-1 win for Man City. Sheffield United pegged them back with 6 or 7 minutes to go, didn't they? Before Man City got the winner. Personally, this was extremely disappointing for me. I had a Man City stack, and I was in the top 20 in Champion Europe Limited before Edison lost his clean sheet. But Rodri smashing in the goal managed to put me about 80th, I think. So we still got a prize. These are really solid scores from the Man City team. Edison obviously doesn't do a lot, so if he doesn't get the clean sheet, then he's not going to put up a big score. But Rodri's added some goals this season to his already great AA game on Sorare. That's 110 he's put up there.
He's a joke. Do you remember that guy that was moaning about winning him as a prize on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better... Like, if you're talking just real life stuff right now, like, he's the best sort of all-round CDM in the world right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Rodri's score is lovely, correct. He's just looked so good to start the season. Alvarez seems to nail the spot down, so people haven't got to worry about him getting dropped when Haaland's playing. Grealish got a start, looked good, and this whole City team, they had possession for most of the games. You can see that's reflected in a lot of deep green scores. Yeah, and Sheffield United, I still can't recommend you buy anyone on that team. They got Everton this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they got Hamer, who's a very good player.
They're just not having enough of the ball in the games or possession or territory, are they? So I'd recommend Fotheringham because he's going to get 100, obviously. But apart from that, yeah, it's tough to see.
He probably will.
Who the breakout player on that Sheffield United team could be from a Sorare point of view. But Haaland could do a lot more. Yeah, you are relying on him to get those decisives because he's not getting a lot of touches.
Yeah, he missed the penalty, didn't he? Which didn't help, obviously.
Missed the penalty as well. Our final one then is Aston Villa 3, Burnley 1. Aston Villa started to start the season, but since then have looked all right. Digne, who we talked about on the podcast last Thursday, got an assist, dangerous in that wing-back role. Matty Cash, though, putting him to shame on the other side with 2 goals, putting in a 92. And the one we recommended for plenty of time, Moussa Diaby, he was a very nice price at the start of the season. 2 more decisives and has flown the nest now, haven't they? Curious about Zaniolo. Yeah, kind of interesting incoming.
He's been talked about a lot on Twitter, isn't he, for his little cameo in the game. Obviously, he's always been a very silky player, isn't he? I think injuries have really curtailed his last few years. So it'll be interesting to see. Villa are looking good. Like, they've got a good manager. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, they've got Europe to contend with, so over the season it'll catch up with them a little bit, probably with injuries and whatnot. But yeah, they're looking at a flipping good football team, aren't they, right now? Annoyingly,
Boubacar Kamara is the longest reigning player on my watch list that I've never bought since the very start. Just never got around to buying him. But yeah, they got some dangerous players from a Sorare point of view. Burnley, yeah, similar.
Is that 3 losses? Is that 3 losses for them now?
Possibly. I'm not sure if there's anything there so far this season from Sorare's kind of perspective that it's got to be interested. Yeah, like you said, Archer's the 4.5 mil FPL dream. Archer's gone to Sheffield United, but I don't think I can't remember if he's got cards. But
the problem with Burnley is that they're almost trying to play too good a football. I think.
Yeah,
like they're playing too open, and teams that are also trying to play good football but with better players, they ripped them apart in this game, didn't they? I thought could have been a lot more. I saw a stat on Twitter that the top 5 expected goals per game teams in Europe, the main 5 leagues in Europe. Second was Brighton. They've got like 9, or no, was it 8 expected goals per game? And then Villa are up there as well in 4th. So, they've both started the season very well. Villa looking good. Obviously, they got smashed by Newcastle in the first game, but smashed us and then smashed Burnley. But, yeah.
Yeah, good game from Villa. Really good next season in the Championship. On that point, I would say, Burnley cards under a good manager, with a good squad and a good last season behind them. If they get relegated, they're not the worst holds, are they, if they go back down? I do really like this Villa bench as well. Zaniolo, Traore, Tielemans and Duran. Ex-MLS legend on Sorare. Yeah, so interesting. Lots of Villa cards interest me, but I don't have any money to buy anyone at the moment. Next up, shall
you hide yourself? You need to stop hiding yourself, Ricky. Why do you keep
I'm just making sure that you're paying attention. Jordan doesn't think Burnley will go down. Yeah, they probably won't, but they haven't really shown a lot so far. But it's probably Sheffield United, Luton, and then Everton, or potentially someone else. So, yeah, I think it's probably 1 from 18, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's tough to tell. So, should we do your giveaway? Now we're in the middle of the show, rather than doing the standard thing of making everyone wait to the very end.
Yeah,
let's do it now. Be some good people.
We made everyone wait. You're all going to drop off after this probably when you don't win. I'm sorry about that. But we will be doing some more analysis after this, so please stay tuned. So I did a giveaway on Twitter. As you may or may not know, we had a incredible coin off, didn't we, for 10 weekends?
Incredible coin off.
An incredible coin off. Unfortunately, I took the lead. I was in the lead for 5-6 game weeks. And then you just wrote me in, didn't you, Rick? You wrote me in with your super powered, super rare Whaley gallery. And I just couldn't catch you up. And also there was that coin special week that they did, which I think you got 1,000 coins more than me. So I couldn't catch you up. I agreed to do a giveaway as part of the little bet we had there. I decided to do a giveaway of £5-ish worth of Premier League players from the secondary market of your choice. So effectively, you're winning a voucher here. Obviously, the winner contact me, and we can arrange the purchases of the players. But so 76 entries we had in 24 hours, which is pretty good going. Let's see who wins. I've made it big screen for you, Rick. I know how much you like that.
Always big screen. Always big screen for the win.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Well, wouldn't you know? It's Paul LOL Gamer.
Paul LOL Gamer.
You have won a £5 Tornado voucher. What a treat.
All right.
Get in contact, or I'll get in contact with you or whatever, and we'll sort it all out.
Congratulations, Paul LOL Gamer. £5 of Premier League cards for you. Next up, we have got our weekend review. We'll open our prizes, and then we'll look at our midweek teams, and then we'll bugger off.
Might as well start with me, I guess, as I'm already on it. There we go.
Yeah, you go for it.
Okay, so I'm a broken record. I say this every week, but I had so many dark green scores, and it was just ridiculous. Why can't I just choose the correct 5 players? What is it about my brain that I can't do it? Players here. I had Rodrigo Limited 100. I had Giovanni Di Lorenzo 100. My legend rare defender got 100. Loads of flipping good scores. 94, didn't even play him. Best 92, Iraqi. I don't even know what's doing. So Ludovic Blas on his first or second appearance for Rennes got 92. I could be here all day looking down all these players, but unfortunately, it only resulted in a tier 4, tier 5 rare, and a tier 4 and a tier 5 limited, and a small ETH. Did get loads of coins though, which is a bit too little, too late, isn't it, for the coin off? Unfortunately, some of my teams kept this in because I was annoyingly close to winning a prize. Ryan Cherky did have a decisive, although I'm pretty sure it was a mistake that it got added on. I was close there.
Cherky off the line confusion.
It was a bit of confusion. I had 300 points with Philip Max left to play in my Cap 220. He got 95 last week, so I was presuming he would obviously get a similar score. Unfortunately, he got 34. Legend Challenge did okay. Champion America, I didn't manage to win a prize there. I thought I did. Oh, yeah, I did. I won a tier 5 rare. I was 8 points off a tier 4 with that effort. Unfortunately, my goalkeeper, Tyler Miller, decided to concede 3 in the first half, one of which was a penalty he gave away and then conceded. And then he got injured and then subbed at half time. So as far as goalkeeper performances go, that was pretty woeful. Look at that attacking stack there. 2, 3, 4 assists and 2 goals, and then Tyler Miller. Anyway, gutted. Liga Pro, I was in the tier 2s until Atletico went absolutely ham, and so did Barcelona. I think Barcelona won 4-3 as well. So unfortunately, just dropped me to outside of the tier 5s when I was in tier 2, which was that
was a big old Atletico points dump at the end of the game week, wasn't it?
It was insane. Another close one here, 5 points off a tier 5 in Challenger Europe. Barkas losing his clean sheet very late on for Utrecht, which is pretty annoying. Another prize here, tier 5. Had a nice under 23 look. Once again, this was looking good when Cherky had that random decisive on, but that got taken off. My Cap 240 is where I won my little bit of ETH. I had 100. I had Lars Stindl did well. Paul Bernardoni doing well again for his new team in Turkey. Philip Matt let me down. I had blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it was a lot of dark green. Could have been a lot better.
How'd that Everton stack go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so addicted to playing my Everton stack that I decided to play an Everton player that wasn't even going to play. I was so desperate to have my Everton stack.
There is something about stacks, though. I know you're picking Everton, which is a terrible team stack. But like my San Jose collection, when you've got a collection and you see that massive bonus of like 11, 12, 13, 14% on every card, you're like, oh, if I just run all 5, the potential is crazy. And San Jose aren't a great MLS team, are they? But I've won a few rewards with them. I think
actually think it's better to run a stack of teams that aren't that good because no one else does it. So that's why I actually did okay with Everton last year because there's no one mad enough apart from about 10 people that actually do it.
My Bayern stack's won me naff all, but my San Jose stack.
There we go. See, there's something to that. There's too many people running Bayern, Man United, Man City. It's difficult to compete. But yeah, I keep doing down here. Obviously, there's Rodri that did okay. But yeah, let's have a look what I've won. I've got 6 prizes.
All right, prizes.
How many Korean defenders am I going to win this week?
Whoa. The blue band.
The blue band of sexy Korean players. Okay, coins. Let's have it.
I think you've finally got more coins than me this week when it doesn't matter. So
congratulations. Not
sure about that font though.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is a lot of coins. Good effort. Good effort, coin boys. Bit of ETH. Right, let's go tier 5 limited Korean defender.
Let's go.
Uruguay defender. Vancouver. Matthias Laborda. Don't know him. Don't know him at all.
Matthias Laborda. Vancouver Whitecaps. 95 pence. Under 25 till next year.
Under 25?
Okay, under 25 for 3 more years. Under 23 for 1 more year.
Okay.
Sort of started up 3 of the last 5, sub for 2 of them. Scores have been pretty terrible.
Do you know what I need with this next card? I've discovered the only competition I currently can't enter is French Pro Limited because I just don't have a French defender. So I'm hoping this tier 4 is a French defender. So fingers crossed.
I see Johnny on the podium this season. Hamadism.
Oh, I like you a lot, Hamadism. Right,
has been drinking from the bottle tonight, obviously.
Okay, it's not Ireland. Oh my God, it's a French defender. Ivory Coast. Are they in? Do they get relegated? Is Abdoulaye Bamba a French Ligue 1 defender?
Abdoulaye Bamba plays for Angers in French League 2.
No! Someone give me a French defender, and I could just go and buy one 50p, but I'm determined to win one.
2 quid? Just over 2 quid?
2 quid, that's pretty good.
And I will share this one for you because his last scores 56 L5. Look how he started the season. That is
that's pretty 34
AA, 10, 38, and 20 AA.
Good work out.
Season.
It's always nice to win a pretty decent card of a team that's just been relegated because they could do really well in the league below. So
I think that's strong. He's 33, so how much is he getting? No way. Yeah, he was close in November, League 2. Yeah, but it wasn't far off. Red or Dead won a tier 4 rare card on Rare Cap 220 and a tier 5 on All Star Limited. Solid.
Not bad, not bad.
Let's put you back on and you can finish off.
There we go. Tier 5 rare. Let's see it. Right, Champion America. Hoping for Columbus Crew.
Humping for Columbus. Forward. Nice. You'll have to see it.
I've heard of him. Kiri Shelton. He's not very good though, is he?
He gets a lot of stick off his own fans, bless him. He is worth about £7.
God,
It's just
absolute
like
bin, isn't it? Absolute trash.
He's not a very good scorer, unfortunately, on Sorare. Never really has been.
Coming to a giveaway near you.
He just does. He's this,
God, it's just absolutely woeful, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't put him in your squad with any.
He looks like he's going to be good though. Look, he's even got like a slit in his eyebrow. Usually, when someone has a slit in their eyebrow, that means I'm good. I know I'm good.
Yeah.
But he can't even score in the MLS. Anyway, right, tier 4 rare. Sweden,
tier 4 rare.
Midfielder, Midtjylland. Oh, it's a new card. I've won a new card.
New card alert. New card.
New card alert. Woo, woo, woo. That's my first new card.
First new card. Ooh, what tier was that?
It's Midtjylland, and it's Armin Gregorovic.
It's Midtjylland. What tier was it?
Oh, tier. Who's your team? Tier 4.
Oh, well, I mean, under 23 till 2026, 45 quid?
That's pretty
tier
good.
4?
That's
L5 of 57.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't play in the last game. Maybe they're saving him for the midweek.
Are those high scores this season? They are, aren't they?
Yeah. So he was a sub in Europe. So maybe they're just playing him in, with the fixture congestion they've got. But he's put in some decent scores this season. That's a decent price. I'd take that.
Yeah, that's not bad. And also, now I've seen those cards close up. It looks quite nice. Quite like the card.
I quite like him. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
So that's basically me running an E threshold right there. So I'm happy with that.
Yep. All right. That you done?
That's me done, mate. On to yourself.
All right. I'll run you through. I only pulled up 2 prizes, unfortunately, this week. But,
But you did get ETH.
Beggars can't be choosers. We did finally get some ETH. Legends Challenge took us home for a prize. My new goalie that we won last week together, Jose Caro, Publiclini to start. And yeah, a tier 4 coming through there. One of the Sorare goats, Jazinia, putting up a 65 with no decisive. Champ Europe, we finished 181st. We were at one point top 20 when Edison was on like 68.
Let's see where you'd finish. Oh, my dog's gone a bit. Yep. No. Clearly, there's a fox in the garden. So, what was I just going to say? Let's see where you'd finish if Edison got a clean sheet.
Yeah, so 30 more points.
One-ish, maybe.
Tier 2. Up into tier 2, just below tier 1.
I mean, if there are ifs and buts every week, I'd win Star Rare and Star Limited.
And maybe Rodri doesn't probably smash in a goal if
that's a very good one.
But it was nice to see my Bruno finally do something for me. And overall, Champion Europe tier 3 limited could be something nice. So that was nice. Cat 240 Super Rare, we continue to never win it. Ivacic was dropped by the new interim manager, and Ogashiwa still continues to never come back from his dislocated shoulder, even though he's training all the time and he's in all the predicted lineups. Still didn't come back. We got 220 from just the 3 players.
I was going to say, 220 with 3 players is...
Yeah. Kekos has been a really good pickup. Well, I've had him for a while, but he's been a really good signing player for me this season. Cap 270 Rare. We had a good run, a good start with the 4. We were waiting on Moffy, so I had a late sweat, late Sunday sweat, which is always fun. And he did naffle to ruin that one, probably because he sat next to an Everton player, which probably put him off playing football.
Mate, you're obsessed. You're obsessed with Everton.
Academy, don't know what's in there. Oh, 5 Legends doesn't always get you ETH in Academy, see? 5 Legends, 323 places out the points. So yeah, all Legends doesn't always pay. Cap 240 Rare, we finally hit some ETH. We finally hit red ETH. Go on the boys. Go on the boys. Even though Varane went off injured at half-time and Richarlison did absolutely nothing, Blas, Palacios and a clean sheet from my old boy Menzel brought us home. Cap 220 Limited was again 4 really good starts for me, and then Sam Surridge, who either does really well or really badly. Ex-Football Index legend, Sam Surridge. Yeah. getting battered by Atlanta, costing us a close one there. Cap 270 again. These three started me off in an absolute stunner. Messi, Rashford, Gross. Okamura got sent off. And then I thought maybe Stoll can get a clean sheet, 50 points off. So a clean sheet for Stoll would have put us in the prizes. Stoll probably lets in 7. Somehow he didn't get a 0. So we'll give him that. There's always that. Bayern Stat continued to do nothing, even though I gave him a Norwich goalie to keep a clean sheet for them. Since I bought Kimmich, he's done absolutely nothing. Alphonso Davies is really the only Bayern card doing anything for me at the moment. And we won Small ETH, 270 points. So returning Tim Mellier with a clean sheet and a save. He refuses to go off into retirement. He'll never leave. Guillem has been incredible as well this season. Really think he's been a good pickup, and he's a really good purchase. Got a really good game for this weekend. If you're looking for a defender for this weekend, I'd recommend Guillem. Really good matchup this weekend. So those were mine. We will open my blue band of sex and see if we can pull anything good. Was that a Prem?
No, it's just very weird looking pound coin. Have you asked for your rewards to be given you in pounds?
I get mine in cash money.
There we go.
Which is, there you go, $39.94. A nice bullion of cash reward for me.
That's gold rather than. I was thinking why are they giving you rare ETH in a yellow card? But
£4 exactly. So we can stop referring to it as $5 now and start referring to it as £4. Next up, a tier 4 limited from the Legends Challenge. Legends prize pool is generally okay, so maybe we might know this person. Forward, nice. From Kilmarnock.
I thought it was Coventry then. Carl Vassell, nice. I will look him up for you right away.
Is he any relation to Darius?
He has to be. I think he was his son, is he? How was Darius Vassell?
Darius Vassell's not old enough to have a 29-year-old son, is he?
Surely not.
Come on.
He's worth £1.12. He's not had a good start to the season, I've got to say. He's got 27, 27, and 14 in his 3 games so far. But did well at the end of last season, so you never know. Decent little price for £1.
Is a tier 4 for £1 good? At least it's not a defender. Anyway, tier 3 is going to be banging. Champion Europe. Boom. Here comes the danger. German. Forward.
Nice. Red Bull. Oh! Interesting.
I want to say he's quite a good name, but without the scores to back it up.
So what sort of price would you be liking? So I'll tell you in a second. But what would you guess he's worth as limited?
£5.50.
You'd like to double that. He's worth £11.
Oh,
which is
£11.
Extremely high. And also, breaking news. He has signed this top.
Oh, I've got your signature player.
You have got my signature. He's worth £11. I'll give you £12 for him just because I own his signature over here.
Deal. Verbal agreement.
I mean, he's literally the king of being offside and missing clear chances. But I think he's actually pretty well thought of in Germany, isn't he? But
his scores don't look very good though.
Let's have a look. So he's got a few. He's got a potential of hitting some good scores there. Hasn't started the season particularly well. I think he was on the bench in the last game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Royal Livy's got him and he was talking about him in our group. But
I mean, he looks like a sell for me because
that's it's a very good card to win because you don't want him and he's worth a lot of money. It's a nice card to win.
Yeah, Champ Europe once again proving, you do pull some good rewards out of there, don't you? So,
right.
Yeah, compared to some of the other prize pools, a lot of the time you can end up with dross you've never heard of. You can pull some decent things out there. £11 for a striker whose scores would probably be worth 70 pence if he played in Asia, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, that is the prizes from this weekend. We'll just have a quick look to see if there's anything worth talking about this midweek. Game week 402. Game week 402. I don't think I've got a lot that would excite anyone going on, but we will have a quick rundown. there's a hurricane warning, isn't there? Anyone wasn't aware, Miami, Nashville is in jeopardy due to another hurricane in America. This team looks all right to me. I think Savarino could have a good game week. My MLS amateur team looks quite nice. I've got the stack of San Jose, decent enough game, get home to LA Galaxy. Rodriguez has been on fire. Slight worry that Daniel could get rotated out because he's not been playing too well lately. Cat 2-4 super rare should all get some form of game time, but would need a massive miracle. An academy team there couldn't play Jairzinho because he plays on that stupid Friday morning game. So one of the best cards on Sorare is unusable this game week, even though he has a game. Cat 220 rare would need some form of miracle. These players are all right. Olsen, Clarkson, Federa.
Got your new boy in there. New boy, Leighton Clarkson.
Yeah, wouldn't expect to win much. Cat 240 went for 5 solid, players in the hope of just getting over the line. The aim here is just to get the ETH. Federa hopefully starts and plays well. Alan Patrick is all over the place, but Rots has had a good start to the season. All-Star Rare Pro. I like the rares. Abubakar, Martinez, if he doesn't get hurricaned out of the building, has Messi teeing him up, which is nice. And I think the coach said Messi would play the next 2. Parks, will Ivicic get his place back? Will Andy Farrell shake off his niggling injury? Is the problem there? Nothing happening there. All-Star Rare, nothing happening there. Academy 4 legends with a playing goalkeeper. £4 incoming.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But
you think so? And then my main team, All-Star Limited. This is where I put the fire. Captain Messi. Acosta, Data lineup builder did all my lineups the weekend, and it left Acosta out because I left everything to the last minute, and he promptly got 83 or something, didn't he? So I won't make that mistake again. We went for the double Racing backline. Piovi's a really good scorer, and they've got a decent match with Arias in goal. Couldn't quite decide who to put the last player in. I went between Olsen and a few others, but I ended up just going for a goat. If in doubt, stick a goat in there and hope that the goat turns up. Probably get hurricaned off, so it'll be a complete waste of players, but we will wait and see. Don't hold much hope of Bergstaller having a good game away to Fiorentina. So that's probably in the bin. Cap 240, again, just try to think of 5 starters just to get me £4. Sam Surridge redemption match. Hurricane misses Miami. Sam Surridge teaches Messi a lesson for beating him in the cup final and scores a hat-trick. I've heard stranger things. And that's it for me. So I'm actually got some decent cards playing this midweek. If we can avoid the hurricane, I think there's a small chance we could maybe end up with a small amount of ETH and a card.
I like it. Got a good few cards there. So I checked this about 10 minutes ago and I was doing Nathul. Apparently Angelino's just scored a winner for Galatasaray and he's my captain. So
he's been getting a lot of slack to start the season, hasn't he? So it's good to see that he might finally reward someone with a decent performance. I
don't know why I'm pointing at the screen as if someone can see me pointing, but I'm 12th. I am 12th.
12th.
Hashtag stop the count. Unfortunately, my boy Bardi conceded. Well, that's a good alarm. Unfortunately, goals, but did still get 31. Will you shut up with those flipping celebrations, please? My keeper did still get 31, which actually is pretty good because he conceded 3. 31 to go alongside 88 as captain. Angelino, I've got Espinoza, your boy from San Jose, Irfan Kveki, who's been absolutely on fire. Let's click on him. Can we click on him? Why can't I click on him? There you go. Just want to show you how much on fire he's been the last few games. Look at this. Look at this. It's an absolute machine. Look at that. Boom. 100. Two of those games he was on the bench as well. Came on. Anyway, he's doing really well, so hopefully he'll do well in Europe tomorrow, I think it is. My beer drinking Finnish absolute lad, Joel Pojampolo, is playing. He's got a tough matchup away at Sampdoria. We've got a Cap 220 here where not Cap 220, an MLS Pro managed to shoe Lionel Messi into it somehow. I got Stephen Fry. No, so I've gone for the Seattle defensive stack there. Darlington Nagbe, who is pretty unspectacular but solid. I've gone for Bernadeschi as my sort of outlier. He's doing really badly. I think he wants to leave Toronto. He did score and potentially assist in his last couple of games. They've got a reasonably good matchup. Philadelphia Union are obviously a good team, but he's got a very low cap at the moment. That's looking pretty solid. And then I've got a Cap 220 team, which has not started well, with Tete getting 35 points despite starting the game. My All-Star Rare team, I really liked my All-Star Rare team. I decided to put my starting goalkeeper. I only had one starting rare goalkeeper. I decided to put him in my All-Star Rare this week so I could really pack it out with high cap players. Acosta, Ryan Gould, both doing very well. Bojan Majowski's been doing really well the last few games. And Cristiano Biraghi has been very good for Fiorentina. He's got 3 assists to start the season so far. But that is not a good start with Vardy conceding 3.
Yep, no chance.
Yeah, no chance. Cap 240, I went for no goalkeeper and 4 reasonably good players, although our main man, Hodor Magnuson, has let us down. I think they conceded pretty late. He's not done well there, so I'd imagine unless something miraculous happens, I won't be winning any ETH there. Champion America is just coins. That's just coins. Okay, that's just coins. Cap 220 is okay. Got starting goalkeeper from Eintracht and an Eintracht defender, so I'm hoping they keep a clean sheet at home to Levski Sofia. Got Sam Vines in there because he's now starting for Antwerp again after coming back from his injury, and his cap is 28. So it's quite nice having him back in. Allows me to put in Rusnak and Ramirez, so we're both averaging around 50 at the moment. That's just a coin hunt. And then my All-Star Limited team. This is, pardon me, this is my main hope, I think, for this weekend. Sorry, this midweek. I've got Carl Gill. Obviously, you've already mentioned him. He is one of the GOATs. Didn't do well last week, but they have a very good matchup at home to New York Red Bulls. New York Red Bulls have been pretty atrocious this season. He is predicted to play. Hopefully he does. Obviously, Cucho Hernandez is a very good player. Didn't do well last week, but should be a key man for Columbus Crew as per. Daniel Munoz is a very good player, decent matchup. Hoping he doesn't get benched. And then I've gone for a USG stack of Morris and Kevin McAllister.
Nice.
An away fixture, but not too hard a fixture. Oh, I've got this is my Cap 240 team as well. So pretty good chance of winning something, I'd like to think.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll have something to open on a
half an hour has gone to an hour and 20 minutes.
We just get so carried away. But you're right, we have gone on for a very long time, so we will cut it off there. If you're still here or are watching us at a later date, please like the video, subscribe, and all that vibe. It means a lot to us. Thank you for tuning in. We will have another video up later in the week, flagship show for the Sorare Thursday Club. But for now, I've run out of things to say, so we'll go.
It's been great, mate. Up the toffees and up my dog barking the entire show.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone that tuned in. Congratulations to the prize winner. Good, solid show. And we appreciate all your comments and joining us. It's fun to have some people join in and chat to while we're on it. So cheers, Red or Dead. Thanks, everyone. And we will see you again shortly. Viva la Thursday Club.
Up the toffees.